What's up, movie lover badasses? Fat Samurai Guy here with Lady Fat Blood. Today we are going to review Crimson Peak. Here's a quick plot synopsis.
Instead of the Pacific Rim sequel we really wanted, Legendary Pictures and Guillermo del Toro team up again to give us the movie we didn't ask for, Crimson Peak. A bland young woman marries a doe-eyed and totally trustworthy young man, only to find herself in mysterious circumstances in her new life with him and his totally not crazy sister. She now must unravel their secrets if she wants to stay alive. And, oh yeah, ghosts.
Alright, before we start our review of the film, we just want to let you guys know there's going to be a lot of spoilers throughout this review. So if you have not seen Crimson Peak, go ahead and go watch it and come right back if you want. Now we're going to give you the good, we're going to give you the bad, we're going to give you the badass. First up, the good. This movie looked really good. There's really good cinematography in this film.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. You know, Del Toro, he ain't a rookie. He knows what he's doing. He's done this all before, and cinematography was not a problem in this. The look of the film was really nice. Really, my favorite element of the story was when they finally got to the mansion, and I loved the design of the inside of that thing. It had this fantastic, it was tall, it was cathedral-like on the inside. My favorite touch was the ceiling had been rotting out, and in kind of like the main entry point, so it didn't really affect the living spaces. So, and they were poor, they didn't have any money anymore, so they couldn't afford to get the ceiling fixed. So you had these fantastic visuals at some points where there would be snow falling from the open hole in the ceiling down into the mansion. My favorite shot in particular was when the character of Edith was kind of walking down the staircase, and there are these leaves just falling all around onto the staircase, onto the floor, and just around her. It was beautiful shooting. And as far as the acting goes, nobody really skimped on their performances. You know, I've never really seen Mia, I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce her last name. I've never seen her in anything. I never watched Alice in Wonderland. I never will watch Alice in Wonderland. And so I've only seen her performances in snippets and reviews of that film, and based off of that, I can't blame her for that because that movie looked like garbage. So I'm not going to blame her for that bad apparent job. And in this, I'm just going to chalk it up to just bland character development and character setup. Daddy, I've just finished a new book. I'm taking it to the publishers today.
Get out of my way, idiot! Sam and Dee need me. Damn Winchesters!
It's because I'm a woman, isn't it? She was not very interesting, but her performance for what was there was perfectly fine. Hiddleston was fine. And for the most part, the rest of the cast did pretty good for what they were given.
And now for the bad. Shit!
Hey, guess what?
Damn it!
Guess what? I wasn't disappointed with this at all, because the trailer looked dumb. I saw the trailer. I didn't even want to see this movie. I was like, this is a Del Toro movie? This is the guy that did Pan's Labyrinth and Hellboy and Blade 2? This is the same guy, and this is what we're getting?
Pacific Rim?
This is what we're getting. I had zero expectations for the movie. So, yeah, I was bored out of my mind, and I was checking my watch 40 minutes in. But I wasn't disappointed. It's not a terrible film, it's just...
So, for those of you out there that are expecting horror, okay? Horror. You're not going to get it. It's not in this movie, okay? The ghosts that are in this movie do nothing. The ghosts do nothing in this movie, okay? You could have just taken out the ghosts and could have had the same damn movie. It wouldn't have mattered.
I would have preferred that.
Now, they try to do a little bit of a mixture with CG and practical to make the ghosts look kind of interesting, but they weren't.
Yeah.
They were okay. They were okay, but okay is not scary.
What it appeared...
CG is not scary.
What it looked like was they had a lot of close-ups, and what I'm assuming the ghosts were all Doug Jones. So the close-ups appeared to be him, and it looked like he probably did a lot of... If he wasn't doing motion capture, he was probably in full-on costume and ghost makeup, but they did this weird CGI overlay. Is very distracting. It ended up making whatever practical effect they did have going on with the ghosts seem very pointless. because of what they had layering on top of it with the CGI and unforgivable jump scares. This movie had cheap, not a lot. We're not talking Halloween 6 here, but it had cheap. Like no, fuck that. I will not accept this from a Del Toro movie. I won't. But you had to because it was there, so I was not happy with that.
But it fell out of place because the movie was not a horror movie in a way. I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't.
There's the gothic horror, and I understand that. This was kind of reminding me of those older, Vincent Price movies.
Yeah, The House of Usher, The Pit and the Pendulum.
Yeah, just, the
whole gothic horror feel.
I respect that.
Yeah, that's fine, but
if it's been done better before,
yeah, and
we're forced to sit through this story that we're already in 40 minutes going, okay, we get it. They're evil.
Yeah.
And then so you've got the audience, you've got me as an audience member sitting there going, okay, I get it. Something nefarious is going to happen. There's something going on with the siblings. So we are treated to the development of the love story between the two lead characters. And I will be the first to admit I am one of the least romantic persons you will find. I hate rom-coms. I hate romantic stories. I don't like love stories. I want nothing to do with them. And so yeah, I have to give some things a pass occasionally if it's told well enough.
If it's told well.
This was not. I found this very boring, completely unbelievable. This guy over here leaned over to me at one point and whispered to me, "When did they fall in love?"
Yeah. I've known you only for one day, dear, but I am madly in love with you. Let us waltz pointlessly.
Another thing I found really distracting was the ADR mix on this. We had lots of noticeable dubbed over lines that clearly were not what they had originally said. We had a lot of lines that were being inserted when the person's back was turned to the camera, and it didn't appear that they said anything. We had a lot of forced expository dubbing going on for you stupid people in the audience, because I guess there are a lot of us stupid audience members that aren't aware of what's going on. You have to have exposition dialogue dumped onto us. I know we're in the minority here. This movie, we're probably going to dump on this harder than a lot of other people have. But when you're bored out of your mind, as I was, and I'm not interested, I'm not invested, I'm going to notice stupid little things like that. So, that's probably just me.
So yeah, again, the plot was very predictable. You're going to know everything. You're going to know who the killer is midway in the film. You're already going to know. We already knew who the killer was, okay? And another plot hole was the character of Edith when she was a little child. Her dead mother's ghost would come in at night and go on her bed, and I don't know what was up with the ghosts in this movie. Like, the ghosts would appear and go, boogity, 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 and then disappear. It was kind of like, was there a purpose? Do you have a purpose? Like, the mother's ghost. Like, why is she scaring her own child? Just get out what you want to say, damn it! Stop, like coming through the door and blah 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 blah. Like, just tell her what you want to say. Well, anyway, she sneaks up on the bed when Edith's a little girl, and she goes, "Don't go to Crimson Peak. Stay away from Crimson Peak." And I'm just like, is the mother's ghost psychic? Does she know when her daughter grows up to be a woman that they're gonna go to Crimson Peak? And shit's gonna happen there? I was confused by that.
I think within its own universe, that ghost, even though I wasn't a fan of the ghosts in general, because all they did was serve to kind of guide her through what the siblings had done. They were the wronged spirits. Okay, fine. But the mom, it seemed like she died of some random sickness, and so she got to come back and be a psychic ghost and warn her daughter about something that happens in the future. But why do we have the psychic ghost when all of the other ghosts within this universe are trying to warn her because they have been wronged? The mom wasn't wronged, so again, it's
And why is the ghost showing up at the first 10 minutes of the movie? Okay, that's fail.
Yeah,
you have a ghost show up right in the beginning of the movie, and then 30 to 40 minutes of nothing until the ghosts start popping up again. To go oogity boogity and then do nothing and disappear. Overall, the acting was decent in the film, okay? Except for Mr. Charlie Hunnam. Okay, I'm a fan of the guy, alright? Leave me alone. I love Sons of Anarchy, man. That show's metal, alright? But, yeah, I can kind of hear his accent kind of squeezing through.
Stop giving this man American accents! Stop. This is all I see in my head whenever I hear Charlie Hunnam speak with an American accent. The kaiju are close. We have to protect the Sons of Anarchy. Proceed with caution.
I think it's tea time.
Bloody hell!
So apparently there's reviews out there saying that this movie pushes a hard R, and I'm kind of like, really? Where?
Why? Because we see Hiddleston's ass?
There was just a lot of wasted opportunity. You know, you have this really gorgeous, beautiful, haunting mansion that had these other levels and layers of the house. And how much cooler if other things were happening on that level when she's going around searching, but nothing happens. And now for the badass. Jessica Chastain is awesome. I'm a fan now.
Yeah.
She's the best freaking part of this movie.
She's the reason to watch.
She stole the movie.
Never seen this lady in anything else.
She is so awesomely evil, but in a good way, okay? Not in a way. You could see it.
Yeah.
You could see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
But she's not acting that way. Really piercing, creepy eyes. Like she will cut somebody up in here.
This is probably the most over-the-top, subtle performance I have ever seen. And
It was awesome.
I didn't know you could do that as a performer.
That takes acting.
I didn't know you could be over the top and subtle simultaneously, and somehow this woman, I've heard of her before, just never seen the movies that she's been in. I didn't know what to think. I was like, oh, okay, I've heard she's good, but okay. I didn't know what this woman cranked out was possible in a performance.
Oh yeah.
She was fantastic. She had these subtle touches. There was a scene where they're just coming back into the home, and obviously we already know at this point that the siblings have something going on. They have this plan in between the two of them. She's always shooting daggers at Edith, and Edith's trying to kind of put her place in there, like, okay, I'm married to your brother, so I live here now. I want to put my presence forward to let you know that I'm here, but I still want to include you in everything, so, you know, let's be friends. And there's this really great moment where she goes and kind of gives Chastain a hug and this little kiss, and you see Chastain go from, There's also the scene with the teacup and the porridge. You find out that Chastain has been poisoning Edith the whole time, but it's a slow-acting poison. It's very subtle. She seems fine, and then all of a sudden she's coughing up blood, and now she's getting weaker, yada, yada, yada. Well, obviously, Edith catches on to this, and so she stops drinking the tea. And so Chastain has this great scene where Edith's just like laid out on the bed. She's telling the story about how her father was a terrible brute and how he broke her mother's leg, and how Chastain's character had to nurse her back to health. And she has this bowl of porridge in her hand, and she's got this spoon, and she's gingerly putting the porridge onto the spoon, and then she's like trying to wipe off the excess in the bottom. Instead of doing it like a normal person, she's grinding it up against the bowl and then feeding it. Oh, it was fantastic touches.
With piercing, blank, evil eyes, just
fantastic.
Shing.
She was phenomenal.
So that was about it. Nothing else was badass in this movie. I mean, practically the last 10 minutes of the film, when something happened.
I didn't hate this movie. It was very well made. There are instances where it's gorgeous to look at, and I was like, hey, Del Toro, nice to see you. Decided to join the movie, did you? And the performances, for what they were, Chastain aside, everyone was serviceable. Chastain was fucking amazing. But for me, the story was just too... I know everyone's just saying this movie is a great example of a slow burn, and then the suspenseful, and then this, this conclusion that's just, worth it. I was bored. I was bored. Maybe if it had been told differently with different characters, I don't know. I cannot put my finger on why this movie just didn't do it for me. And so the story was just okay. The characters were meh. And at the end, it was banging. The end shot, nearly the very last shot of the film. Not the very last shot, which I loved, by the way. I don't want to spoil that. I did love the very, very last shot of this movie, though. But ultimately, the love story was just unbelievable. It was rushed. It was forced. There was no reason for Hiddleston to suddenly fall in love with this girl when he's already done this 6 previous times, and they established there are multiple women he has done this to. But Edith is the one, for reasons, and I'm sitting here going, no, not buying it.
Nope. It's okay. I understand, my darling. Even though I've killed 5 other women to take their money, even though I used you to get your money and my sister brutally killed your father, even though my sister tried to kill you, and even though I've had sex with my own sister many times, I really, for reals, love you.
Oh.
So again, we didn't really hate this movie. It was very well made. There was some decent moments in it, and the last 10 minutes were cool. So we give Crimson Peak 3 out of 5 chainsaws. Let us know what you guys thought of Crimson Peak. Gothic horror masterpiece? Meh? Or Del Toro, what the hell happened, buddy? Let us know in the comments below what you thought. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time with our top 5 list of John Carpenter films. Even though I used you to get your money and my sister brutally killed your father, even though my sister tried to kill you, and even though I've had multiple sex
many times.
I've had sex with my own sister many times.
The kaiju are close. We have to protect the Sons of Anarchy. Proceed with... Fuck! Fuck! Come on. Ha! The kaiju are coming. Fuck. Ha! The kaiju are close. We have to protect the Sons of Anarchy. Proceed. I heard it too. I heard you about to listen.
Oh, sorry.
I heard it too.
God dang it.